Yeah.
So
we should. It says it's live. We're good to go. Right? All right. Fantastic. Episode 5 we're doing right now? So we're
technically
doing
episode 2. But
that's true. The Maxx. We're doing the Maxx. I'm Steven Sanchez, Rob SketchCraft, Dueñas in the house here, and we're gonna just begin and or talk about last week real quick, which was Beetlejuice, and you had your piece actively for sale. Did it sell?
Oh yeah, I sold that. Yeah.
And no need to promote it here. It doesn't matter.
No need to promote it. And I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice, right? So you make a few bucks, right?
Exactly.
So always appreciate it out there, folks. That goes to my it goes to my art supplies, honestly, at this point. So super nice.
Yeah.
And then hey, look, I said, man, I'm willing to go up to like 90 minutes. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
So don't stress like you gotta like race. Like
I know. I mean, I gave my piece away.
You gave it away.
Yeah. I had no idea we were gonna do a whole coloring situation, and
you do whatever you want, man. You don't have to.
It destroyed me.
Look, I destroyed you. No. Look,
it's decimated. Man.
No. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Is that why you think you respond to like, look, your comic could look like this if Steven was in charge, but no, dumbass SketchCraft drawing the book. So look what you don't get, right?
Yeah, you.
Is that your whole like? Anytime you draw bromine or little spawn, you just tag Todd and Healy, just to let them know if you don't want Rob, Steven's available.
I gotta make sure I put this live. Did I put this live?
It's live. We're live, man. Yeah.
I gotta make sure where people are looking.
Yeah.
Gotta fix my OBS. All right, there it is. Oh, I know why. I'm looking at YouTube through Safari, not through the app. There it is. Okay, cool. We're good to go. All right, so we're gonna start drawing the Maxx. We're checking for reference. I believe I'm checking for reference as well. And here we go live. Hit that like button. All right. Yes, I did. I did set it to public. Okay. 6 o'clock. All right, cool. So let's kick it in gear. All right. Oh.
How's your week, man?
I don't even know what today is. Today's Friday. It's so horrible at days.
Yeah, today's Friday. That's when we do the show, Steve.
Yeah, I know, man. It's been very scary today. It's been so weird today. Right, so.
I mean, it'd be one thing if I was in here every day with you streaming. But
you were streaming what, 3 times this week?
Yeah, at night. I mean, I'll turn on the stream. You know, I did one during the day because I had this commission I had to work out and get out the door. You know.
Yeah. All people. All right, cool. We're all set here. I just gotta get my reference. For anybody popping in, we're drawing the Maxx. It's in the title. A lot of people don't know who the Maxx is because it's kind of dated by now. Where am I? There it is. And the Maxx did come out.
Why don't you draw like League of Legends, Bluey? You know.
I don't know any of those characters. I'm outdated. Freaking the Maxx. What a weird character.
Yeah, I really like the cartoon. I think the cartoon has so many frames from the actual comic in it, you know?
Yeah.
And it has live action. Like they actually mix like live action where they'll do like people in silhouettes. So like the cops, when they put the Maxx in the back of the car, there's silhouettes in the comic, but in the cartoon, And a lot of those guys from that cartoon ended up on the Spawn cartoon over at HBO Animation and stuff. So,
oh, the animators?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's crossover. Yeah.
Such a funky characters for the 90s. I mean, when the cartoon dropped, was it on MTV? Was it Liquid? Was it Liquid Television or was it something else?
It was Oddities.
Oddities. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people think remember it being Liquid Television, but it was something called Oddities. So they had that, and they had something called like The Head. Remember The Head?
Yeah, I remember The Head.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff there.
This is just generally what I do, like when I'm like, I take on a new project or something, like I'll just do shape studies, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not trying to like draw anything cool. I'm trying to just discover new shapes, you know? And I find like on the page, I discover shapes better than digitally. And then I'll transfer that over to my digital work, you know?
You have a Cintiq, right?
Oh yeah. I do all my digital work on this. I've owned a Cintiq since 2008. I'm on version 2, or no, that was version 3 or version 2, but I'm on the. I updated in 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
So the one I had before just used to get real hot, but I actually liked it. It was a 20-inch. It was more square.
Yeah.
And I actually preferred it. But I mean, I've gotten used to the wider one, but.
I had the 17-inch, and as Microsoft kept updating their security and all that crap, it just completely phased it out.
What was
And
that?
then one day, one day it just didn't. My monitor was having issues turning on, so I would have to reboot the computer over and over until it would catch. And then when it would, I could use it. And then I was always afraid of shutting off the computer because the next day it wouldn't turn on. So it got to a point where I had left the computer on for like over a week, and I decided to just reboot it. And next thing you know, it didn't turn on ever. And I kept trying to reboot, nothing. It was already dead.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's like an expensive thing to.
Yeah, and that's it. I contact Wacom and nothing. I'm like, all right, well, that's it. There's $1,700 on it, right? So I still own it. I packaged it right back up in the box and I just put it in the corner. Now it's just like they're looking at me every day. 17-inch, nice little gray thing. It kind of looked like the Intuos 4, the Wacom Intuos 4. So I bought myself one of those instead, and I started drawing with it in Photoshop.
Yeah, I was interested in the Cintiq as far back as 2003 when they first debuted at SketchCraft. I was in art college and and they had the SketchCraft in San Diego, so I was able to volunteer, you know, to get a free pass. So I volunteered, and that's where they debuted the Cintiq, and it wasn't quite there yet. Like you could tell just using it, it was bulky and there was lag. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, they get to a version 2 of this, it'll be worth it. Mostly because I'd been fighting carpal tunnel my entire life at that point, you know.
Yeah.
And I could feel it coming up on me, you know.
Yep.
I could really feel carpal tunnel coming for me. And so it took about 5 years, but by 2008, I just put the money down on a credit card and got it because I was drawing everything like full pencils, you know.
Yeah.
And just super clean line art and killing my hand essentially. But I mean, for the first couple years, I was doing rougher lines and then tracing in the Cintiq, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was able to go It took me a while. I mean, my first all digital piece was still like using like path tools and stuff. You know what path tools are, dude.
Yep.
Like not a lot of people use that stuff anymore, but outside of like Illustrator, you know. But honestly, it really wasn't until Spawn that I got even like my own inking brushes figured out. So, you know, I'm slow. I'm slow.
One second, here it is. Friday, it's extremely slow. There's only 3 people up in here.
Oh well.
That's funny because I started posting my shorts this week and just got tons of views.
Yeah, it's me. You'll find that once I come on board a project, it dies. I'm cursed. You know. I warned Todd. I'm like, so every company I ever work for just goes out of business after I show up. You know, like just warning you.
All right, let me do some quick study sketches here. God, I haven't drawn this character since the 90s. No, I did a digital version of him not too long ago. It's just
I've drawn them before, but it's usually like I never intend to. Like I'm usually doing like a materials test.
Yeah.
And so what happens is like I just want to pick something that's one color and big. You know what I mean? Like fills the page. And so it's usually either the Hulk or the Maxx. Like, but it's not like I ever sat down to like I've not really memorized, muscles and big muscles, purple. But yeah. I mean, but I've never sat down to do like a real complex anything, I think the last time I drew him, I was like trying to work out like gesso. Like I put gesso on a board,
Yeah.
So I can like try kind of like the Struzan thing just to see how that turned out. It's fine. Somebody bought it, but like kind of didn't go back to it.
Yeah, you guys had a pretty good stream this week. Was it
Uncle Jerk?
Yeah, Uncle Jerk. I was trying to figure out his name again. I forgot.
Roman. Yeah, Uncle Jerk's great.
The thing is that we have Jerkmonger, and then you have Uncle Jerk. So now my brain is like, wait, which one is it again? So it's Uncle Jerk.
Yeah, you want to learn about the Maxx? He did an excellent Sam Keith like documentary. He interviewed William Esler Loebs, who wrote the book.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to learn all about Sam,
it's on his YouTube.
Yeah, it's on his YouTube, man, on the Uncle Jerk side, dude.
I think I followed him last week. I'll go check. I learned my shoulders from Sam Keith. That dude does some bulky shoulders.
Oh yeah. He did a great doc on Sam Keith and like how Sam blew out his hand inking, like all that crazy inks we love. He destroyed his hand doing that.
How?
Gripping. Like when Sam draws now, he has like a roll of toilet paper over a pencil. He can't.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it's just like. That's why it's. I just when these younger kids get into, hey man, digital's not real. Traditional's the only way. I'm like, all right, man, get back to me when you have no hand. Like that's why I say the traditional for my commissions are dev, because I can be looser, you know?
Yeah.
And people are fine with it, but it's like when I need precision, I'm not gripping a goddamn pencil, dude.
Of course.
Like, so I just tell them, I just make this fake pretend imaginary art over here, guys, you know?
Did you ever read all of the Maxx comics?
Yeah, it's not really a complete story. It kind of just jumps here and there and loses its way, and then he kind of resolved it overnight. That's why I tell you, if you really want like a good, solid experience, the cartoon's kind of the way to go, you know?
Gotcha.
The best thing about the Maxx as it went on, I mean, the art was great, but the best thing was like the letters columns, you know?
Yeah.
Were super great. Like Sam was super like honest and brutally honest, like with the market and the way everything was going at the time. And sometimes like he let for better or for worse, I mean, some would say for worse, he let like fans suggestions that ended up in the letter columns like affect the story, you know?
Oh snap! I didn't know that.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm like, I think I drew myself into a corner with that one. Oh well. It's fine. We'll work it out.
All right. Yeah, we're up to 7 folks up in here. Nice. For Rob, it's extra loud tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird for me the next few weeks, guys. I'm just I have a very weird schedule right now.
Work related, of course, in the sense of Spawn.
Yeah, and you know, my wife also had some surgery, so like
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
helping out. Yeah. It's all right. Just like, you know, it's like all right, it's gonna be, and for the next month, it's gonna be fun. When in doubt, scribble it out and let color fill in the blanks.
Shadow says he'll
You
be
don't have to be so specific sometimes. I'll just let color work that one out. You know, you can take your shape studies, you know, and like monetize them, folks, you know.
Oh yeah.
Now, unless you're working on a project that you can't, you know, at first, later on you can, you know, so save everything. But like I might spend an entire day, like so I can get like 9 strong shape designs, you know. If I want to go color, if I just wanted to do this, I could probably do like 30, you know.
Yeah.
And then just start to work out interesting shades versus just doing like model sheets, you know. Because I think like model sheets, you think that model sheet's going to work until you start drawing it. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'd rather do shape studies first and then build a model sheet off that because I already know I've made it work on some level, you know, like I've jumped them around or sat them down. Or you just you go right to a model sheet, that is not going to hold. I don't care. Yeah. Once you start drawing that sucker for real, you know. I thought I remember him having like brown boots, but I see like maybe he had brown boots and then he had purple boots sometimes. Maybe Sam just changed.
Yeah,
right?
he's got like these wrappings around his feet.
So hey, whatever. I'm gonna go brown.
Yeah, it looks like
I'm gonna go brown.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be specific.
I mean, I'm one image I'm seeing brown, 2 images I'm seeing brown. And yeah. But it's like it looks like moss on his feet.
It's fine.
We have creative freedom.
So on this one, I'm going big arms, but if I did another one, I'd go big feet, you know. Yeah, because I'd want to try one where I went tiny everything and big head, like, you know, just do something different.
Yeah, all he has big is his shoulders and his feet are like gargantuan. And just kind of like medium-sized meat hook hands.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he doesn't even draw fingers. They just go straight to hooks. It just depends on however Sam felt that day. Like,
yeah.
That's what I love about because it's a surrealist character. You don't have to, you know, it follows the character's emotion, you know, not so much specificity.
Yeah, my buddy drew, he illustrated like kind of like in his style before he even knew who Sam was. And he was into like weird artwork. So as soon as he saw, I brought the comic issue 1 to I was in high school. That was my sophomore year. And he saw it and he freaking wigged out. He's like, "Who is this? I need to buy this comic right now." So he was just like became a super fan. Awesome. Yeah, I figured you'd dig it. I mean, his stuff is like out there. Then he started buying the What If comics because Sam used to do What If.
Yeah, the first time I saw Sam's art was this Charleston Chew Wolverine Jubilee issue my buddy got.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. My buddy got it, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, check this out. I was like, whoa, you know? Like,
what's up, guys in the chat? What's up? Sure Shock Productions, Chauncey. Yeah, remember, guys, if you guys are doing any drawings yourselves, just remember to post it up over on Discord.
Yeah, sure. Share the struggles, folks. Share the
insanity.
Argue with Steven when he gives you advice. That's what I always say. What?
He's still out there, yeah.
You know, just pretend like professionals can't tell where you're really at artistically, you know.
It's all out there, man. Everybody can read it on you know.
You always get that one who's like, I know they were just used to people telling them that's amazing, you know. I inadvertently, so I grew up, I had someone I used to call my she's my mom's cousin, so I used to call her cousin Beth, you know. She's like my mom's age. and she was like my surrogate mom for a while. And then we just eventually she disappeared. And then after my mom passed, she kind of showed back up, and she had a daughter and a whole family. And I was like, oh, this is so awesome, and thought we could reconnect. She's like, my daughter loves to draw. You got into art. She's like, could you help her? I'm like, I'll give her a she's showing her stuff, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty great. What do you want to do? She's like, oh, I want to get into character design. And I was like, that's great. I would just recommend, you kind of focused on basic stuff like volumetric shading, because she was doing a lot of you could tell when they're just replicating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that, Steven. She got super combative. Never talked to my cousin Beth ever again.
Really?
Disappeared on me. Yeah. And I was just like,
okay,
all right, it's okay. You can ignore that, but once you get into the business, you're gonna find that you're gonna get the same shit anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna get the same critiques, So you can argue with it all you want. I mean, I don't care. I always tell you, if you really want to improve, if you don't want to improve, don't. Just do your own thing, and you'll probably get by. You'll probably be a great art director or producer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Then someone goes, man, you're not the best. I'm like, never said I was. Yeah, I grew up going to Comic-Con. I quickly realized you're never going to be the best.
See, back in the day when we had Periscope. And Periscope, you connected it to Twitter, and everybody and their mothers were in there, right? So I had I
love Periscope.
Worst. And then, so the ones that made me laugh the most were the ones they'll pop in for a second. You suck.
Yeah. I used to have people go, "You're taking forever to get going," and I'm like, I just started, man. I don't, all right, man. I gotta move at your speed, buy a ticket. If that's what we're on, buy a fucking ticket, dude. I want the concerts to start on time when I paid money. I'm just if you're just showing up,
Oh man.
But I mean, I want people to know I still when I say I still learn, I still learn.
Mm-hmm. It never stops. Yeah.
So, and once a year or so. God, where's my rental on this? Once a year or so, I'll still spend some money on a workshop or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's important to constantly be reinvesting and reaching out and learning and stuff. I guess I don't have a refill on that one. Yay, Rob. We'll go to this other one then. That one's no refills on that one, huh?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't. That's fine. We'll just use this color. I don't care. I use this stuff as a base, so I don't really. It's just for coverage,
Yeah.
But this year I signed up. I don't even know the guy's name because he's it's from Lost Studio or whatever. This one dude. I'll get his name for the next because the guy is super dope. But it's he's doing a lot of stuff that I was starting to do when I was at Toys for Bob right at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm I want to kind of get back to doing some of that kind of rendering. So, and it's I don't have access to an art director. So it's got to figure it out, rather than just figure it out myself, I'd rather spend $200 and do a 3-day course,
Yeah.
And learn. And so I know next year, if we do another series, then I'll do the series first. If we don't, then I'll just save up for a few. But there's a pastel artist, Marla Baguetta, and she's been around for a while, and I'll talk about her age, but she's a master at plein air pastel and stuff, and mixing watercolor and stuff, and and so she does like she does workshops out of her studio.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to go, so I'm like, I want to do that for certain. Last time I did, I paid for a workshop. One of my coworkers at Toys for Bob, John Lauren, had it, and it was kind of right after we got dissolved. But I was working on Overwatch, and so I signed up because I'm like, John has this really great paint style that I kind of like connect to. I'm like, I think like this, and so I'm like, I want to definitely. I've never got to sit down and like learn from John, right? Like you're just working with people.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I go, man, why are you signing up? I'm like, what do you mean? Why am I signing? Like, I want to learn, man. You know, like I don't have everything figured out. And then like it's just like it kind of pissed me off because right when the class started, Overwatch dudes were like, they handed me a truck of work and they're like, this has to be in by Monday. And I'm like, I have this thing. They're like, hey man. So it was like the school field trip where everyone got to go, but you didn't. You know?
Yeah. Been there. Yeah.
So I just had like I had the thing on, you know, and I told John, I'm like, sorry, I can't participate because of the Overwatch thing. He was like, you could send me it after. I'm like, nah, it's, you know, you don't want to do that. You didn't sign up for that. You know, that's, but I mean, he saved the video for us and stuff, so I was able to like, you know, but it's not the same, you know.
Right.
This time I got it aligned, so I'll be done with everything by the time. Move that stuff over there in case I want to come back to it. Let's see. We got some color pencils. I think we do.
Oh, the color pencils. I was messing with that today.
Yeah, they're my favorite. They are my favorite.
Watching people on YouTube. It's mainly females that do a bunch of like watercolors and coloring. Is like it's rare that I see the males do it.
Well,
it's so
regardless, the one that bothers me is that they tend to just copy photographs. And I don't do any of that with my color pencil. You know, it's like I'm not trying to like recreate photos of Henry Cavill.
Why not, Rob? It'd be great.
Here's the Marvel recreation. Here's me rendering a photo of Iron Man. Like, no, I'm not, you know. Yeah. Let's do from imagination, you know.
That's exactly how I feel. It's like, okay, well, you're copying a photo. I get it, but
yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah. Like it's nice, but it's
So when it comes to that, I'm kind of on my own.
Yeah.
You know?
I only watch it just to hear them talk about techniques and stuff because I'm like, the only thing I remember is whatever I remember that my cousin told me when I was a kid is, yeah, just color the border and then just shade it soft on the inside. You're good to go, man. All right. Then everything was like barbarians. That's all he drew was barbarians and logos like Thundercats.
No,
it was the
Luis Guillermo. Was it Guillermo?
Yeah, Guillermo.
Yeah,
just like
not
that.
my thing. Not my thing. Oily, nice and slick.
What's up, guys? Smash the like button. Jay Salsa, what's up, brother? Doing some Maxx stuff here. I just started doing kind of like character sketch studies, and Rob is just freaking demolishing me right now. He's probably gonna sell that one for 120 easy. Me, I'm gonna struggle. I'm like, $20. I'll do mine for 20.
I would. You're being too kind. I would. on Crash 5, I started to, when I worked there, I just started doing the way they did things, you know?
Right.
And I was kind of feeling like they weren't appreciating my input, or they thought I was like weak sauce. So I just started doing my way. And so like all my initial ideation was in pencil and color pencil, like this kind of stuff, and some crazy mind maps and stuff. And
yeah,
that's when I was like getting noticed by the uppers, you know?
Gotcha.
And they were just like, what is this? Like, this isn't, you know, I'm like, it's ideation, man. So there's no, I can't get in trouble, you know, for not doing it your way now, you know? And I think I angered my art director or annoyed him.
One of many.
Because he stopped
Rob's
talking to me a whole lot. Yeah. Sometimes they want you to be somebody, you know? Sometimes they want you to be somebody. Like, you just follow the fucking footprint, man. You can be one of us. And I'm just like, no, I want to be me. I can bring something here to the table. You know, why did you hire me to be someone else? You didn't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I know. You're like, that's like par for the course. But like, it's not, I don't give people attitude. I just, at some point, I recognize what I think I can bring. And then that's when I get, people don't, let me just tell you, man, employers don't like it when I participate. They just want me to be like a hired gun, you know? That's my lot in life. My curse to bear. Like, I guarantee you, I've never talked to him about it, but Todd never thought I was going to add in like all these crazy like spoofs into the book, you know? Like,
yeah. That's good, man. He took a chance and he got something way more than what he thought he was gonna get.
Yeah, well, if this doesn't sell, then I'll get blamed.
Oh, stop it! Issue 1, number 5. Come on, dude.
We'll see.
Number 5 in the charts. Come on. Now we're waiting for issue 2, but I haven't gotten it yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, see, sometimes I'm like, yeah, now it feels more like normal. When the issue just disappears and things don't ship, no one knows how to get it. That sounds much more like the career I know. Like,
yeah. My comic shop guy was the other day. He goes, yeah, because I asked him, was like, is issue 2 out yet? He goes, no, it's like apparently there was an issue with the distribution and the printers and blah blah blah, and a bunch of books got lost. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess it's a wait and see.
Yeah.
So delay. That's all it is. So don't worry about it. I got an inbox. I'll get it later. Oh man, the time that I pissed off the comic shop guy back in Connecticut, I was like maybe 18, and at the time they say, "Hey, we got a pull box and blah blah blah," and the guy's explaining it to me, and like always, I phase out 2 seconds in, and so I'm like, all right, cool. I want all these comics.
You homer out, right, like,
dude? For real. And for his like duff beard, I live by it. So what happened was I put all my I want to say 90% of anything Image Comics in the boxes. And every week I would go to pick up some comic books. I'm like, yeah, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I don't want.
Oh, I don't want.
Bro, he gave me the stink eye for like a month straight. And at the end, he goes,
thought it was like a pick and choose.
Yeah, right? I didn't know how they ran the business of comics, right? Like I was like, well, hey, it's kind of dependent on the customer. They're kind of holding it for you to begin with. So I didn't know that. So he explains it. He says on the last week of the month, he goes, hey man, you're technically supposed to buy it because this and that. You know what I'm saying? He's laying it all out on me. I'm like, dude, I had no freaking idea. I thought it was just like a hold box. Like if I didn't want, I could just throw it back into the sea. He's like, no. He goes, that hurts us because we have to then return this. And I was like, oh, my bad, dude. But at the time, I think distribution wise, they couldn't return it, so they had to take the L on that one.
That's the direct market. You can't. It's the whole reason.
So I was
like when you're in magazines and you sell like magazines to Barnes and Noble, anything that goes past the expiration date, they don't return it. They destroy it and then charge you for it.
Yeah. Damn, dude, I felt so bad. I was like, bro, I didn't know. He's like, yeah, but I told you this. I'm like, you got to give it to me in chunks, bud.
I had this comic shop that I was going to when I was in college. It was near me. I forget the name of it. Really good dude. Like he was a little combative, but once you got to know him, he was a good guy, right?
Right.
But like, I just wanted the the main DreamWorks Transformers Pat Lee stuff, you know?
Yeah, I remember.
And he kept putting in like all their other shit. Like I'd go open up the thing. I was like, here's 15 books. I'm like, what is this? So like Energon and Armada. I'm like, no. And then they would do it again and again. I was like, guys, you're not tricking me into this, you know? Like, I'm not here to buy 20 fucking comics, you know? I'm here to buy this one.
Like, hey, Greg, watch this. There's a sucker born every minute. Watch what I can do with this guy.
Yeah.
I think they'll guilt you into it.
Not me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I was on a
you got to find your
super
mark
budget at the time too. It was like, guys, this is, you know.
Yeah, man. I wanted to buy so many of the Youngblood back in the day. I was like, I couldn't afford it. It was like, bro, that was like $2.50 a pop. I'm like, damn it, you're killing me, guys. You know, we came from a market from $1.75 with Marvel. And before that, months before, it was like $1.50. And, you know, way more months before that, it was $1.25. And it just kept increasing. I was like, come on, man. Then DC's slogan was drawing the line at $2.99. That lasted like 8 months. Drawing in photo blue. I never draw in photo blue, guys, because I hate it. But for some odd reason, I'm into color.
Why are you drawing the way you hate? You're under a time limit here, buddy. It's not a good time to fight the product.
Oh, hang on a second. So this is a competition.
No, there's a time limit though, man. Like if you want this to go 8 hours, we'll go 8 hours. But you know.
No, I'm fast. I can try.
The last time I was like, this 2 hours. No, the last time I thought we were doing 2 hours, you're like, no, man, what are you talking? What's over? I'm like, it's over.
What are you talking about?
You keep changing the rules. You keep changing the rules.
No, how dare you, sir? I'm an honest man.
Yeah, you're honest, and then the day you're honest again when you change your mind, you flip the rules around. You know, you're not dishonest about it. I honestly changed the rules on you, Rob.
Hey, man.
Competition. It's ridiculous. No one, look, man, I don't know about you, but it's like very few artists are going to go to Comic-Con and pull out their best stuff in 1 hour. And those guys, the ones who can, deserve to work at Marvel and DC because, like, that's speed, right?
That's Mark Bagley.
Yeah, I've seen that guy just endlessly draw those poses all day, you know, like no big deal.
In high school, I used to just buy Mark Bagley books. I was just like, shit. This was right before the whole image boom. And I
didn't like everything he did, but when
agreed, yeah.
I think he was a good deadline guy. And I'm like, I wish he just had a little less of a deadline. You know?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he went through a competition that Marvel did, I was like, dude, that's sick.
Yeah. Oh, he looks like Rick Moranis with a mustache. Like it's the best, dude.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Exactly. I remember because the reason why I'm using this pencil is because Humberto Ramos got on Twitter. He was like, hey, Prismacolor's not making this pencil anymore. Right. And he named the number and everything, and forget it. Everybody just like launched into trying to do a net search, and tons of people were like, well, I got 5 packs of them.
The Colorific?
Yeah, the Colorific, I think it's called. Prismacolor Coal Erase 20068 light blue. So I was like, I think I may have that. And I went to go check because I thought nobody was writing back. And then when I go check, I mean, there was a bunch of people with it. I was like, then I might as well use it myself. I see why he digs it. It's kind of cool. It's not too soft and it's not too hard. So it's like kind of feels like a.
I find that if you want a softer, look, let me tell you something. The pencil is irrelevant. It's your surface. If you want a trick, here, hold on. I'll give you guys a trick. take the hardest pencil you got. That's not your own Johnson, right?
What?
Just get yourself some foam core pads. It could be a 4H, and all you do is you put 1 or 2 or 3 pads, and that will soften your line. If you ever want a nice soft line, regardless of the paper, regardless of the pencil, just add. You can get a stack of these for like $6. These little foam pads, right? Nice. This is a caricature trick. I learned this in caricatures. Like, you want that soft line when your people want that portraits, because the hard line makes people look vile. So like you put that down, it's going to get softer. You put 2 of them down, it's even softer.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. This the soft, you'll get more graphite with the softer lead, but if you just want like a powdery line, that will get you there.
I'm like hell bent on doing an undershot. I'm doing it. I need to figure it out. This is why I'm doing it. This is the reason why
you're drawing the Maxx with an undershot?
With an undershot. Because I need to prove it to myself.
Weirdest beak ever. Right?
Yeah.
You just picked the hardest thing to do.
I'm looking at it over here. I'm like, oh God, this is horrible.
Even Sam doesn't do that.
Hey man, putting him to the test. All right, let's get straight to pencils. That's what the blue stuff looks like, guys. Hang on. Where is that? There it is. There we go. Right there, guys. Look at that. Look at that right there, guys. Giving you that Jim Lee shot right there. Except my Jim Lee shot looks like it's moving. That's a dig at Jim Lee. Hey!
You're taking a dig at Jim Lee.
Jim Lee.
Jim Lee draws stiff, huh?
Bring it, Jim Lee. You don't have it, son. You ain't never had it, son.
Yeah, meanwhile, he'll draw a bluey for 20 grand. So you can,
yeah. Just blowing me out the water with that one. I was like, Yeah. Now
you're like, oh, Rob's going to sell something for $60. No, he's going to sell that for 20 grand. Like
Bluey. He got that Bluey.
Yeah. Right? That's what he did, right? He did the Bluey.
I do not know what that man draws. I see his channel every so often. They'll post something up.
I just remember it angered so many people. Like, people sent it to me. I'm like, I have nothing to do with this. I don't control what Jim Lee sells his artwork for, or what he draws, man. Like, I don't know why I'm getting this.
Yeah.
My favorite Jim Lee is actually the late 90s, when he kind of incorporated a little bit of that J. Scott Campbell in his inks. Like, you can see it like on the X-Men Wildcats, and Fantastic Four had that in there, and Divine Right.
That was like the perfect era. Yeah, Divine Right. I got all the comics on that one. Still haven't read it.
Yeah.
I went to eBay years ago. I said, I'm going to buy all of them. I bought them and never had a chance.
In a way, it's not on the page, but in a way, it's kind of like a Sword Art Online when you think about it, like going into like virtual worlds and virtual worlds being real,
Yeah.
Like, definitely, there's something there, It just then devolves into an intercompany crossover,
Yeah.
Like, why are the Wildcats showing up? I don't need this to be a crossover, I was hoping it'd be its own thing, because that's when they were doing everything was a stupid intercompany crossover,
Yeah. All the stuff that really, like, I felt like it was his best work ever was Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's really good, man.
Yeah, I had it sitting on my stoop over here on the ledge that I created for over a year, just looking at me, and I'd flip through it every so often.
Extremely underrated.
Yes. He had everything: car shots, rockets, explosions. The Thing was just amazing.
Yeah, the car shots were because of Danger Girl, though.
Yeah. I kept looking at it. Come on, bro. Did you sell your soul to the devil for this? Come on. This is insane. How do you draw this?
You can tell, like, J. Scott Campbell is making him, like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, they didn't hide it. They'd be like, yeah, he would teach J. Scott, and J. Scott, would rub off on him in a good way.
No, competition breeds innovation, man. Like
That's what we're doing here, guys. We're innovating.
we innovating like Three Stooges.
Except Rob's destroying me. Oh shoot! Hang on a second.
Rob's just
Look at that! Look at that, guys. 120 easy. Go ahead. Nah, I'm over here setting prices for him. He's probably gonna charge more. 300.
No.
You gotta do it, Rob. You gotta do it for the fans. They like high prices.
For Neil Adams. Do it for Neil.
They tell me all the time, like, yeah, you're underselling yourself. I'm like, well, are you gonna buy it? Like, no, but still. Like,
I know.
What are we doing here, guys?
I always feel bad when it's like the same 3 people buying my art.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, please tell me you this is disposable income, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know, taking money from your kid's pizza night, you know?
It's a kid's pizza night.
Yeah.
That's a new one. All right.
Because this is not this is probably not going to be worth anything. It's worth what it means to you. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, well, that's anything. I mean, look at the
no,
dollar.
Well,
look at the dollar
artist
store.
you can invest in.
The dollar store.
You can invest. You can invest in a Terry Austin. I own Capullo. I own that Scott Williams ink Capullo piece for a reason. That's an investment.
Look, I did this with a buddy of mine. He was posting up his artwork on eBay, and he was posting up for $25, right? Copic color and everything. It looked like a really cool. It was one of his best sketches ever. I said, dude, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna flip it. And I straight up told him, I said, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna flip it. And I kept it for some time, and I scanned it. I still have the scan somewhere. And I said, I'll just keep the scan and I'll print it out for myself. And I flipped it for $45. I'm like, you see, yeah, I told him, I said, dude, I'm gonna buy it because I'm gonna flip it. You know what I'm saying? It's no disrespect. If you give me a gift, it's a gift. I keep it. But if I bought it, dude, I could do whatever I want with it. You can't be angry, so yeah, do that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, dude, your artwork looks, it came out great. Let me sell it for this amount. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I don't want to sell it because it's just too expensive. I'm like, so you say. But I see stuff and I'm like, I see it worth more.
Yeah, I mean, there was this time when like I was working at Game Fan and they weren't paying me and I had to pay rent really quick. So I took like $10 sketches and I was drawing like 30 a day. So I was making 300 a day because I need to get my rent up, you know? And at that time I could ship them cheap, you know? So the postage was like $1 or 75 cents or something, you know? It wasn't like I was doing priority mail or nothing.
Right.
And so but you remember Francesco?
Yes.
Yeah,
saw him the other day on DeviantArt.
Yeah, we were friendly. We were like Facebook friendly at the time.
Oh, you were in MySpace. All right.
I've never been on MySpace. Wasn't my thing. And yeah. But I knew him from like the She-Dragon days, and he'd actually the first time I saw his work was in Comic-Con. He did a piece inside the Comic-Con book, you know, because you could send like fan art in, and they put it in. I was like, this guy's work is amazing. And then when he ended up in Savage Dragon, I was like, it's that guy from the Comic-Con book, you know.
Yeah.
But so it was really cool to talk to him. But he saw those $10 sketches, man. Like it's like 2010 or so. He was like, man, dude, you know, you're really shortchanging everyone with that. I'm like, I need to sell now, man. Like I'm not you, Francesco. Like, you know, no one knows. I gotta move. But that ended up biting me in the ass in the long run, because that was the one where I was telling you where like people would try to color that stuff because they were super loose pencils, you know. And then they're like, I'd have like whole like, because there was those blog sites that had art at the time that were big. Those WordPress blog sites. Yeah, and it was like, Dwayne, this is art. And I'm like, oh no, guys, that's not. You know.
Here's the update so far, guys. That way y'all can see the detail. Check out the deets. All right, let me do side by side over here.
I let him down. Let him down.
Oh, we got Noel in the house.
Beep, 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 beep.
Noel's been trying to do a live. He did a live with me the other day, but we did it unsolicited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't go fully online. We were just online chatting, like the backstage here on on the streams. We've been making sure his connection was stable and everything. He did good. He did fantastic. So just trying to get him on a stream. It was actually fun. Once you get warmed up, you're kind of like, okay, I'm into this now.
Well, that's what's fun about like these kind of emotional studies is that you can, you can just sort of like, even if you don't keep any of it, your mind gets to a point where you get your head around something. You're not thinking about it. You're just kind of like feeling your way through,
Yeah.
That's where I like to be. I don't like I gotta get this just right. Well, how was this thing? And that's the toughest part when you're on like a book too. You're like, how did I draw that on issue 4 at page 3? I gotta go back and like, unless you care, at least you don't care, man. Some guys don't care. I admire those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this teal to blue thing going on. I'm digging that. Where's my lighter? Prismacolor. That's gonna work. Where are we at in the time, buddy?
We're at 57 minutes in.
57. You want to go another 30?
50. I go all night, bro. I'll show you what I can do with my body.
It's only 5:12. Oh yeah, I just had to be out of here by 6 because of dinner. My time, so I can do another.
I said dinner. Yeah. You got a time for dinner?
Not just I make the dinner, man.
Oh, you make the dinner.
Yeah, I do all the cooking. Yeah, and my dogs expect to be fed too, so everyone expects to be fed by a certain time.
Yeah, no, trust me, I know that feeling. Like, fine, I'm gonna feed you again every 12 hours. My dog barely eats though. That's why he's lasted so long.
Well, I went and got my dogs on that farmer's dog stuff, and they love it. That's not cheap. But it's like $3 a day. So I'm like, well, that's what my dad used to spend on me. Like for lunch when I was in school. So.
Get robbed from the barnyard. Got to feed them some gruel.
So they love it.
Father used to feed you $3 on what is that, on $3 a day?
Yeah, that's how I got through high school.
Yeah. Good old days. I used to save my my lunch money then to then hit the comic shop at the end of the week.
No, I needed to eat.
No, I never ate. I had picked off of people's foods. I'm like, you want that? No, done. It's mine. Like, Dad is picking up his young blood today.
I had my 75-cent coffee in the morning at the 7-Eleven. I stretched that.
At the age of 12?
Huh?
At the age of 12?
Yeah, I've been drinking coffee since like the 2nd grade. That's why, like, when I gave it up for caffeine, I was like, oh, that's a shame.
My cousin.
My mom put me on it. She was just like, it was just cheaper. She's like, you get used to this,
It's cheaper.
Yeah. Cheaper than buying me milk and
holy crap.
Yeah.
No wonder Rob's paranoid.
No, I went caffeine free years ago.
No, I can't do decaf, man. I
Yeah.
turn to the whole
Don't talk shit.
No, it's true. I just want to turn tables. I'm like, I need caffeine.
No. You talking like Venom now?
I need caffeine.
That's better. It helps out.
You like those Venom movies? Is that your thing?
Hell no. What the hell's wrong with you?
You never know, man. You never know.
Sony, dude. I don't mess with Sony, man.
If you like them, I'm not going to shit on anyone
That's
for
that
liking
bargain
something.
bin crap.
No, I don't shit on anyone for liking something I don't like. I just tell them there's no fucking way in hell I'm watching it, you know?
Yeah, I'm not here to change or sway your opinion. If you like it, you like it. You know?
Unless you say, Rob, what would you do to fix, Sony? I'm like, I'd stop making these spiraless Spider-Man movies. I'd give the shit back to Marvel.
Okay, we're not going to ask that because we know you would change it.
And I take a fee. I just take I license. Look, how genius is that? You license Spider-Man back to the guys that you licensed it from? Like that's the baller move.
It always feels that there's some politics behind it,
Oh, I have no politics.
That's
in terms of like comic book shit,
Yeah.
I care. Real politics. I'm not talking that here, but but when it comes to like injecting that into that,
yeah. No, but I mean in the sense of business politics. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we're fucking egos, dude.
Because blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
I know how they get, bro. I did a Star Wars show for 3 years, man. Like believe me, I've been called everything. You tell people, everyone. It's just funny, we live in this society where it's like, on one hand, you go, you can believe in anything you want. You can, believe in yourself. And then you're like, okay, I like Avatar. You're a fucking loser. Your fucking movie sucks. Fuck you. And I'm just like, all right, man. I didn't say you had to like it. But I gotta tell you, it was super fun when that sequel made another $2 billion.
Wait, what's it? Oh, yeah. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. You know what I'm saying? It's not my favorite. I love the first one.
I love them all, dude.
I just couldn't get into the second.
The only thing about the second one I'm not as fan of is the music. They got Simon Fengren took over from James Horner because James Horner died, right? And Fengren was his assistant, and Fengren was actually Alan Silvestri's assistant on Ferngully, of all things, if you can believe it. But Fengren isn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What? The composer, Simon Fengren.
Oh, we talk about music. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like the musical score on Way of Water. Like I like the original stuff Fengren composed was it's very. It doesn't enhance the situations.
Okay.
How do I put it that way? It's just not to my liking. I mean, I thought it was the only part of the movie I didn't like, And I appreciate, like, I listened to him talk about his process, and he wrote 500 pages of stuff and with Horner, and he had this whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I would have just go hire a real composer. Like, no offense to Simon Fengren.
Everybody in the chat saying, who's Simon Fengren?
Yeah, the composer on Way of Water, right. But he was assistant composer to Alan Silvestri for like 20 years, dude. And he was assistant to James Horner.
Right.
So he just hasn't gotten to that top tier level. And it's like, if you're doing this expensive movie with all the best everything, go get Hans Zimmer or James Newton Howard, or Michael Giacchino.
God, dude, when Jerk was doing the voice of was it the German? I started laughing so hard. I said he does that really, really well.
Oh yeah.
You going to some Linkin Park concert, weren't you?
And it's not playing in Idaho, but I mean, they're doing a limited concert this year.
Right.
It's like six things like all around the world. And then after the album comes out, they're going to do a full world tour. And if it comes with, if it goes to Seattle, which it should, I'm going to try to get tickets. Yeah. Because my buddy lives out in Seattle, so we can stay at his place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I hate when people, like, I got friends I've known for 20 years, like, I didn't know you were a fan. You never told me that. I'm like, yeah, the minute you tell people what music you like, then they're going to fucking clown you to no end. You know? Nobody shits on anyone more.
I didn't know people were like mega fans, but you come off as a mega fan.
I like cinematic music, you know? And their music is cinematic to me, so. You know, like if I listen to music and I can start to see stories and worlds and things happen, right? Then I get that, yeah. So when I listen to it, that's just, some people have that with some music, some people don't, you know. Then you got the musicians are like, it's not actually good because they don't do this turn. I don't care. If I listen to it, I don't care what it is. Sometimes I listen to Squirrel Nut Zippers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like
the whole Nickelback thing. I love Nickelback.
Hey, man, they made a Spider-Man song.
I don't know what a Nickelback is. Hey, man, that's the Swedish Chef. I know who that is. All day, baby. God, I miss the Muppets. We're in it for an hour and 7 minutes, guys. Let's see. Rob seems like he's winning. He's winning.
I knew you'd take it personal, right? And then you'll go back. What you'll do is you'll take your ideation and you'll go in the lab, and then you'll churn out a version that could literally sit on the shelves tomorrow and sell books.
Silence.
Like, this whole thing, I think, is just to show people, like, you got to develop a process for yourself, you know, where you're not like trying to be anything but your inner voice. And then you take all those concepts and then you go and create, you know, the thing that you have to sell. Or, you know, if you could take this and sell it, great. But, you know, I can never get publishers to go on board with this kind of shit. So.
Hey, man, that looks like an easy 120 sketch right there.
Sure.
What would you put it at?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I don't really think about it.
Well, yeah, neither did I, but I saw it and I figured it out.
Usually I find I think most people can afford 80 without thinking about it too much, you know?
Okay, you're worrying about people, what they can afford. Realistically, how much you think?
Yeah, I think 120, you know?
Look at that,
if
guys.
I were at a con.
Guys, get it. You guys can do it. Ask for it. If it's still available, then just make sure you ask in the comments. If not, go to SketchCraft here on YouTube and ask them if you ask, or on Instagram, right? You're on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram. So I'm SketchCraft everywhere. I'm the SketchCraft.
Yeah,
I'm the
see
guy.
that? That's how you do marketing. You name it everywhere. Look at that. Oh my God.
Except X. I
believe using Poscas, guys. Look at that. I haven't even touched Poscas yet. I don't even know what that is.
They're just acrylic pens.
I know. It's just it looks extremely alcoholic.
No, it's just acrylic paint.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like one of those like little shake weight balls that's inside that you got to constantly shake. You hear the little.
Well, you do to keep it stirred up, you know. But there's no alcohol.
Wait, there is a ball bearing inside?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It stirs up the paint. There's acrylic paint in there.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, guys, there it is. He won. I lost. All I did was a cheesy little pencil piece here. If you guys like detail, there it is. Look at that. Looks like
I like it. This shit's dope.
I just decided to do the undershell. Why? Because I can. That's it. See that?
I feel for you. That's not an easy.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, looks stupid. It's like, what the hell did we just draw?
I don't even think it exists because I don't think he ever draws it.
And it could be bigger. It could be. I'm looking at it like, no, the teeth could be way bigger. I'll fix it. There we go. So Rob won on the technicality.
On a technicality. If it wasn't for all that color, you wouldn't be an artist. Like I know, it's the digital that then it's the color, then it's the time limit, then it's what is it? You know, if it wasn't a character we all knew, then whatever.
It's gonna be like, I don't know. Did Sanchez throw it? I was like, I don't know. You guys will never find out.
I told people I didn't want to do this because like.
No, I knew you were gonna rock it. Seriously, mine started off as just kind of character studies, and then I just kind of got into it.
But it should. These are characters. This is what I do. Look, this annoys art directors because I'll spend an hour doing this, and like, well, this isn't like production. I'm like, I'm finding. Never mind, guys. Like, we used to have concept art books, and you'd see the concept art, but now it seems to me concept art is trying to be finished production art from the get. Yeah. And I don't understand it, man. I don't know where that happened. It started when ArtStation started. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh.
I blame. No, before ArtStation was conceptart.org. That's when it started. You remember conceptart.org?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when everyone was like, here's my sketch. And it's this giant finished render of something. You're like, that's not a sketch. What are we doing?
Hey man, by their standards, it could be a sketch.
No, they were all just fucking hot-shotting one another, But then the whole damn industry just started doing that. Then it's like, that's what you do. And you can kind of see this happen back in the 80s. Drew Struzan talks about it in his art book. There's one called The Art of Drew Struzan where he writes it in his own words. It's a thin black book. And he was saying that he would do color comps because art directors couldn't imagine the final piece because they were getting dumber and dumber.
Yeah.
And people who weren't artists were being put in charge of art director positions.
Yep. I could never understand that.
And so when he would do that, then everyone had to do it, and then everyone was mad at him for, you know what I mean? Now it's like now we got to do all this color work, we only had to do like value studies before, and then basically they were like turning in finished posters just to start, and so then he goes, it bites him in the ass 20 years later when he's working on or 30 years later when he's working on Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and he had to do like 500 black and white comps, dude. Yeah. And then they had to hire a digital artist to color him, and he had to go into studio. He couldn't do it from his house, so he had to drive every day in traffic. And he's like, that's when he retired. He's like, I can't deal with this. They just want endless finished things to look at, and that's how we get AI or limited learning machines, as I like to call them, because that's what they are. Because they just want to see finished. They want to bypass the exploration phase and go right to finished stuff. And it's never going to be fast enough. It's never going to be good. And they're always going to want more and more and more for the same one decision. And I experienced this in t-shirts where it was like one t-shirt a day. And by the time I left, I was doing sometimes 20 completely.
That's crazy. All right, guys. Rob is selling his for $120. I'm selling mine for $20.
$20.
$20,
I'll buy
guys.
that from you.
Hey guys, $20.
I'll buy it. $20. I bought it.
No, Oh, Rob's not buying.
I bought it. I bought it. $20.
No, no, that's a part of I should have put in the building clause first.
How about I print that out and color it and I sell it for $80?
Done. I'll accept it. Yes, you heard it here. I'm giving him the okay. Not joking. I'm like that, man. It's fine. Artists helping artists, guys. That's how you do that. Was that the chef from the Muppets? I was at 7:22. What time is it? 7:30. Jeez. Yeah. There's an old question. Chelsea says it's fire.
Yeah, Chauncey's the only reason why we're doing this now like this.
100%.
It's really Chauncey's fault.
Chauncey's everywhere.
I was just gonna use this opportunity to like work on my spawn pages, you know, like inking them every week. But no.
Is he on your chat too?
Hmm?
Is Chauncey on your chat too?
I can see chat. I can see the chat.
Yeah. But I mean, when you're doing your chat, the SketchCraft stuff is.
Oh, sometimes he shows up and says, "Oh yeah, that's nice." Yeah.
Vampire.
He's sociable.
Poof, just shows up.
You trying to figure out when he leaves yours and goes to mine? Like, is that what you're doing?
Yes. I mean, we never stream at the same time.
I try not to with you. I'm like, I don't want to intrude.
Tanya, don't you dare. I streamed with Chauncey once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Thought he was a black guy for like a year and a half. And he hits me up. He's like, "No, man."
What?
I got mud in my face. Dude, his lighting was so dark. I couldn't see.
Oh, okay. It's like, how did that? Please tell me it's not because of the way he talks. Like, don't go there.
He barely spoke.
You're gonna get canceled.
He spoke in whispers. I was like, "Who are you?"
Because he lights the room poorly.
Yeah, yeah. Then he had like music in the background, so it was hard to. Dude, it was Instagram.
I see.
It was great though. He pretty much just drew. He was like, he didn't even want to talk. I was like, "Dude, what's up?" He was like,
people can't talk and draw.
I just want to draw. Watch Chauncey be like, "You liar."
Watch me, watch you.
I can't wait for him to start his channel. Swear to you, I'm gonna be there and wrap the tension, guy. He's gonna watch you, just voyeur you. Yeah, I don't hold a candle to your ability to. Oh, stop it! You're one of the best ones, guy. You're the reason why I started drawing.
You know who's got a fun stream to watch is Todd Beats. You follow him?
He got
Yeah, Todd's a good dude.
Why does that sound familiar? Todd Beats.
Yeah, he does a lot of his stuff on Whatnot. He'll stream on Whatnot. He gets all territorial sometimes. He goes, "Hey man, now you're all gonna be streaming on Whatnot." I'm like, all right, just chill out with that, Todd.
Wait, he's threatening that other artists will.
No, he's being sarcastic, but I detect a hint of truth in the sarcasm.
Oh, okay. Challenge accepted. I'll do it. I ain't got no shame.
That's my territory. Oh,
Todd Beats.
no, he's a
what's he
great.
draw?
He's a really good art. He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude.
What's he
He's
draw?
got a couple of Naruto Turtles covers coming out soon.
That's probably where I heard him from. I'm all set with this crap. Oh, come on. Right, so an hour and 20 minutes. We got 10 more minutes left?
10 more minutes. Just farting around.
What? I'm trying.
That's why I scribble, man. I like to scribble.
You do this in the morning?
If I don't have any, if I'm on a normal schedule, yeah.
Okay.
If I'm on a normal schedule, yeah, I'll do one for an hour, hour and a half, you know. Yeah. When I'm on like, oh, everything's falling apart, you know, Mayday.
Yeah.
Get the book out now, then it's like, I'm not doing anything, but sleeping sometimes for 3 hours, working for 12, sleeping for, you know what I mean? Like every now and then you got to go back to those crazy hours, you know. I tried never to be in that position, but sometimes, you know,
yeah,
you can't be held. Which I'm fine. I'm fine with it so long as it's not the norm, you know.
Oh yeah.
When it becomes the norm, we got problems.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be putting it side by side. What's going on here? There it is. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, you know, if this were like, I could take. I mean, I should try that sometime so you guys can see. I have no time to do it here, but like you can take these distress pads and do really cool backgrounds with them.
Like texture?
You can stamp it like paint, but it's super thin, so it won't warp paper if you put on like sketch covers and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And like I've created my own stamps, but you can get the pre-made stamps, which are fine. I just made mine bigger, but you can stamp them in a way that looks super like artistic and shit. We have time. Let's see if I can do
it's like I just finished drawing the headshot, and then I look over and it's like, oh, it's an undershot.
Right. Yeah, I don't envy the undershot, bro.
Hey man, why not? It's the best.
It takes talent to do that. I don't have it.
I gotta draw the undershot. Teeth.
That's something I would do like as a silhouette.
It was like something
as a silhouette I can draw into it. Yeah.
Hey man, it's the first time for everything, right?
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't. There's just some things I don't want to ever try. Bungee jumping.
Oh yeah, hell no.
It's not happening over here. It's not happening. What are we doing next week, Mr. Sanchez?
You got to choose.
Someone said Boba Fett. Because remember, it's like you guys can choose something.
Boba Fett?
You want to do a Boba Fett?
Just seems so easy.
Make it creative. Do a Boba Fett you've never seen before.
It's not even in my vernacular. Creative.
Yeah, creative.
I'm not creative, man. I mean, copy what I see. Look at that, man. Oh my gosh, he went full color again, guys. I went pencil twice in a row.
You got 2 done though. The art director's gonna like you better.
What are you talking about? You got 2 done, and in color.
I only did 1.
What are you talking about? Oh, I'm
did the 1.
talking about Beetlejuice and this one, hence 2 in color.
No, I'm talking about Maxx.
Maxx, no, please. I always start off with an idea, then it just turns into something else. The hell is that?
We'll sign it and sign off. How about that?
I guess. I really wanted to stay for another hour.
You want to do another hour?
Hell no.
I was like, great. Hold on, let me get my stamps out.
And for anybody who hasn't checked it out, let me do my spiel here. Check it out, Discord. If you have any cool artwork or whatnot, go ahead, pop it on over on Discord. And if you want to have some real fun, check out my insanity that's about to hit, I think probably Monday, episode 108 of Sketch. And I think Rob saw the cover to this one, right?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. The Last Ronin, that shit looks dope, dude.
Yeah, so we're going to have some fun with that one right there. We're going to do some sketches. And I got a new show I'm going to start developing called Ink It, where I just ink it. And that's it. You see how easy that was? And this one's sketch.
You ink that, Max?
No.
What? Ink it.
No, man. A freaking undershot is pissing me off now.
Ink the undershot.
Maybe all subconscious now. I'm not touching that. Get out of here, guys.
Come on.
Can't do that. So
when's
Monday
the new shows? When's Ink It start? Sorry.
Ink It was supposed to start today. I'm doing 1,001 things every single day. So, which is why I'm sorry, guys, for memberships. I think somebody bounced. It's okay. It's okay. Once I get memberships full with videos, then it's gonna be a lot more fun. But till then, the $24 tier, there's like a commission in there now. So if you want to get commissions, that's the only way to do it. It's a headshot commission. Don't get too crazy over it. It's digital too.
I could get one of those, right? I could sign up.
Sign up for what?
The headshot commission.
No, you don't sign up for that.
Yeah.
That's for the normal.
Then I make you work for me.
Yeah. Oh shit! Oh, yeah. You gotta step on a loophole.
I got a loophole.
He can do whatever he wants with those images too.
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna resell. I'm gonna recolor them myself and then sell them. Like,
I really gotta watch myself.
I learned it from watching you, Sanchez.
Yeah. Let's see. Chauncey says, did Rob do these sketches on days drawing spawn kills? Which sketches?
No, there's no time. Like the sketches I did do, I can show you guys really quick. Hold on.
Oh, you're talking about your
already out.
Okay.
Yeah, like I told you, I didn't have. I said on a normal schedule, but on Spawn, there's no normal schedule. So, like, what I was able to do was we got some new characters coming out. Let me see what I can show. Fuck it, who cares? Like, we got some new violators. So, like, I would do this kind of stuff. I didn't have time, right? all these
I love
crazy
the top
violator
left one.
designs. Yeah. Yeah. So like, and then I'll flip this around. Like, you know, this kind of stuff. But there's just no time on a comic, and then these are some new character designs and stuff for some new characters. Yeah.
That thing you sent me, I was laughing so hard. It took me a second to look at it, and I'm like, "What the heck is that?"
So, like, it would be more like this, but I was trying to figure out shapes on some. I got some new violators coming, guys. It's gonna be they're unlike any violators you've seen before.
Yeah, that's
yeah. So. Like this kind of stuff. And then I would take this if I had like a normal schedule, like maybe I had like 3 months to develop this. I would have taken all this, printed them back out, done paintings and all sorts of stuff. Like, but comics, man, it's just, I think if on the next one, I'll be able to do more like that because I have my inking and like digital process worked out, but I didn't have any of that worked out when I started, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I sent you some parody stuff, right? It's cute, right? It's funny.
Dude, I'm like, what is this? It looks like I don't know if I'm allowed to mention it.
Oh yeah, these people. There's like 5 people here, so we're fine.
I just want to make sure, you know.
It's
like it from far you can see it's the Street Fighter colors, but then I zoom in, and it was Street Violator.
Yeah, so like that's like I'll make like movie signs on buildings, you know.
Yeah.
Like billboards, and I'll just take box art, warp it in, turn the opacity down, I'll redraw it as spawns or violators. So like in this one I did Street Violator 2, and it's that box art from the SNES, you know, but they're all violators. Like
here's the problem. I looked at it and my brain couldn't discern what the hell I was looking at because I'm like, I know both properties, but I couldn't mesh it into one until I had to zoom in. You understand what I'm saying? And then I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, he drew the Violator as freaking Street Fighter characters.
Yeah, it's Blanca, Chun-Li. Yeah, it's one of those things like yeah, it's one of those things where people would be like, it needs to be bigger. I'm like, yeah, tell them to print the comics bigger. You'll see it, you know. But what can I do? You know, like I like to work in. It's a parody universe, so I think the backgrounds need parody Easter eggs, and you know, and that's just like a chunk in like a fight. It's just like a throwaway, you know, like there's little Chotskys, you know.
Yeah. So because you have those, you did the video on the 11x17 Danger Girl books. I didn't even know that shit existed until I saw you.
And they did 3 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I only have the first one. Roman has the other 2. I was like, send me the other one, and I'll send you a Maxx, Roman.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. I didn't even know they were doing those.
Yeah, so what he's talking about, folks, is there's an 11x17 staple bound version of the first 3 issues of Danger Girl called the Danger Girl oversized danger sized editions.
Wow.
And they're staple bound with like cardstock covers, so you get them at 11x17 size, you know.
Yeah.
And super dope, dude. Like I wish more comics were done that way, you know.
Yeah, Rob did like reviews on it, so if you want, check out his channel. The reviews are over there.
Yeah.
Amazing books. Just seeing them that size. So
yeah, super
solid
cool.
snake.
All right.
So what we got?
This will be for sale.
Yeah,
this will be for sale for $120.
120, guys. There it is. He's gonna pop.
I'll give Sanchez. Huh?
No, you keep.
I'll give Sanchez. No, I'm going to take that money and get a sketch head from him, and I'm going to build my own Sanchez sketchbook, and I'm going to put that on Kickstarter.
I'm gonna buy this. Okay, guys.
I'm going to use this to buy his art.
Buy his art, so then he can buy my art. Yeah.
To resell it. Yeah.
So then he can flip it. Oh, God, I love that.
Yeah. So I can flip it.
Love it. Still clapping, guys. So we're not joking. We're not joking. $120 for the Maxx, for his Maxx, and then he's gonna do it. Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys. So Solid Snake, sorry you're late. No worries. You can rewatch the video. Watch it with the family. It's fun. We're gonna go ahead and maybe next week, I guess. What do you want to do the Boba Fett?
Let's do a Boba Fett, but let's try to not do. Let's just be creative with it. You know,
creative with it. Okay.
You know, let's pick something to do with it. You know what I mean? That I don't know, because if you just draw a cool Boba Fett, like who cares? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll find something fun to do with it. Draw
All
the
right,
undershot. Every week, Sanchez is going to draw undershots. It's going to be
draw the shots, guys.
SketchCraft versus undershot. Yeah.
I'm gonna prove it to you. Anybody can draw undershots.
You got to send me that scan. I'll color it and resell it.
No, dude. I'm gonna.
I'm not kidding.
You're gonna own the original. I'm telling you, you're gonna own the original.
Will you send me the original?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. $25.
All right, guys. That's it. Be good, be safe. I'll see you guys on Monday, maybe the weekend. I'm not sure yet. I got to catch up on a lot of work, so maybe I might do the Ink It show on the weekend. And don't get too excited. It's just me inking. All right. See that? That's how you sell a show.
Yeah, don't get too excited. Just show up or don't. I don't care. Whatever. You know? It's always confrontational, you New Yorkers, right? Everything's confrontational.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye. I don't have music.